When we let our imaginations run wild to create impossibly complex robots, how and why do we gender them? Commercials are by their nature less complex than films, since they do not have time to develop the robots as people, and the focus is not on storytelling, but rather on selling an attractive image. This commercial is the logical extreme of the tendency to elide working women and the machines they use to work, as with early typewriters and computers, which could refer to either the machines or the women who ran them. It is also an extension of the traditional role of women as subservient to men, and both cultural conventions play a large role in why a robot would make sense in this position. Although this robot's body is decidedly inhuman, it represents the mainstream female ideal, and her body language is gentle and feminine, which reinforces the female gendering. Interestingly, an element of the exotic other has been added as well, through the vaguely oriental features and geisha-inspired hair, emphasizing the already apparent otherness of the robot, while still playing up her femininity and attractiveness.
Trip, train, draft and train, innovative, draft keg, Heineken.
Here we see the same merging of the woman and her machine with the literal connection to the keg. The image files I found online were actually labeled keg rather than robot woman, indicating the extent to which her function overrides her potential personhood. In other ways, however, the Heineken robot is very unlike the Philips robot. Where the Philips robot looked and behaved in a traditionally feminine manner, the Heineken robot is mechanical and emotionless, which would seem more masculine. However, her gendering still comes through very strongly through the combination of feminine appearance and passive role. The male target audience that is strongly implied in most alcohol ads reinforces her gendering. She serves the beer and shows off her beauty for him. The Svedka robot was never featured in a television ad. The clip was from the Svedka website, but she has a sizable collection of print ads. The Svedka robot, named Svedka Girl in one ad, comes the closest to having a personality of the sexy robots in commercials. Her ads involve slogans that either describe the future she lives in or Svedka Girl herself. However, the personality she is given is all about conforming to a sexy image rather than humanizing her. It is relatively simple in all three cases to see how the robots are gendered as female, but why are they female? Robots, as advanced technology, are traditionally coded as masculine, as are computers and machines in general, but even more importantly, robots as non-biological creations cannot have a biological sex. However, I would suggest that we, as humans, automatically read our own worldview onto any humanoid presented to us, which includes the automatic sorting of every individual into gender categories and the subsequent inscription of gender roles onto their actions. In all three ads, the robots are depicted in roles that would usually be filled by attractive women, namely serving men. Their gendering is significantly sexualized. It's part of the image that the advertisements are selling. The phrase sex sells, which is usually interpreted as the sexual objectification of women sells, has been taken to its extreme here, and the advertisers have created literal objects to represent attractive women. All three robots were designed primarily to be looked at, and none are given the opportunity to speak or act for themselves, which precludes any possibility for personhood. In fact, I was not sure whether it would be a more appropriate pronoun than her, because there just isn't room in a commercial for a robot to be more than just a robot.